You are audible.
Okay. So let's start. A very good evening to everyone present here. Today we'll be discussing about mobile app development, and we have a speaker with us. He is Nachiket Gohil. Ayush will be briefing you about Nachiket more, and then we'll be handing over to Nachiket. Ayush, carry on.
Yes. So again, good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker for tonight's session on mobile app development, Mr. Nachiket Goel. With an impressive track record as a Flutter developer, Nachiket is currently leading the charge as a Flutter developer lead at Atrina Technologies, where he is pioneering innovative solutions in the world of mobile applications. His extensive knowledge and hands-on experience in crafting cutting-edge apps using Flutter, a framework known for its agility and efficiency, make him a perfect guide for us tonight to embark on the journey of app development. And we are excited to host everyone present in this meet today to ask questions and be free to communicate with our speaker and get your doubts clear. Because whether you are a beginner eager to learn the ropes or a seasoned developer looking to refine your skills, you're in for a treat. Nachiket's insight will undoubtedly elevate your understanding of mobile app creation. So prepare your questions and get ready to dive deep in the world of mobile applications with Nachiket Goel. Sir, over to you.
Yes. So let me just share my screen. Yeah, sorry for that. I am sharing my screen.
Yes. I think now you can share this.
Yes. So my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So hello everyone. Good evening. I'm thrilled to see you all to this exciting session on mobile app development hosted by Kritika and organized by GDSC Club SISGST. Today we will start a journey into the world of Flutter, Android and iOS development. Whether you are a curious beginner or a coding enthusiast, I hope you will find this session insightful and inspiring. I hope you can start your learning from this session, and let's dive in and explore the fascinating realm of mobile app development together. So to start with my introduction, I have 4 years of experience in dynamic field of mobile application development, and I had a privilege of leading the team in fintech product. I have developed apps in many categories, including HRMS, FMCG, healthcare, and finance, and tools that you can find these categories in Play Store. And I'm proficient in Flutter for cross-platform development. And also I have experience in using native Android using Java and Kotlin, and native iOS using Swift language. And it's been an enriching journey, and I'm excited to share my insight and knowledge with you all today. So are you guys excited?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So we will try that we will try to keep this session interactive. In between I will ask you a question, so you please try to think and answer every questions. It will be fun while thinking uh, along with these sessions. So the agenda of this session will be we will know that how to get started with all these technologies like Flutter, native Android, and iOS. We will know the roadmap of this framework, how we will get started and make it to the intermediate levels. What are the career options are available in the market, and at the end of this session, we will and I will try to answer your questions, and I will share learnable resources at the end. So to start with the mobile app development, first let's understand what mobile app development is. Why does this field exist? What you will think? You can answer by raising your hand. So when you heard about mobile app development, like this field exists in a software development field, what do you feel? What is the importance of it? What is the application of this field? Can anyone share? Yes, Mokal. Yes, Ayush, please share.
Sir, I think basically making technology accessible to the people in their hands, that's what mobile apps enable.
Yes, this is anyone who has their opinion. Feel free to share. We have to interact with everyone to make this session fruitful. So first, before starting the mobile app development, we will understand the importance of this field. Like if you see in the while we deal with all the customers from the software developer perspective, in today's era, we have a lot of different size and different companies smartphone. So in market and in globally, people are carrying different type of smartphones, whether it's Android, iOS, or any other technologies. And those consumer have expectation that the application they are using in their phones should be intuitive, responsive, and performance oriented. And this all application are come with emerging technologies. Like if you see nowadays, app are coming with AR technologies, augmented reality, virtual reality, and machine learning algorithms. Some apps make people life easier, and some apps guide people how to live better. So today we live in a culture of diverse app culture. We everyone use a very different type of apps every day. So when we see which category of app are being developed in this technology, that we see cross-platform development. You can see one app is developed and available on many platforms, Android, iOS, web, etc. So mobile app development is now possible in cross-platform. Means you can develop your app with single code base and publish it to many platforms. Also, if you want performance, then you can start to think learning of native app development. In native side, you can think of Android and iOS. Now, if some companies don't want to try with mobile application, then they just choose progressive web apps. Those apps are compiled in website, means you can use this lightweight app in your browser. These are called progressive web apps. So today we see a variety of apps that are running on a browser or on your mobile. It can be Android and iOS. And what the future technology will app will get is that you can see you will be able to see the 5G technologies, edge computing, like people are using cloud technologies to power their apps. Many 5G and other high quality Wi-Fi are powering games and other apps that we see. Current app market is very rich. Means consumer are eager to purchase a service that a company is providing by their app, and developers are collaborating with DevOps and other developers. In app development, there is a collaborative environment. Collaboration tools are available for other developers, designers, and product managers that are involved in developing various category of app. But what are the challenges in 2024 to develop and get started with app development? Is that the diverse landscape of this device, screen size, and operating system version poses challenge for developers to ensure consistent experience across platforms. The demand for skilled app developers are there, and availability of talent and leaders are more because many startups are evolving now, and they need experienced technical person to lead their product. People need enhanced and experienceful app for education sector, healthcare, well-being, and every other thing. So, if you want to ask question, just raise the hand. I will be happy to listen your opinion. So, I will be starting first type of app development, that is Flutter development, and then I will continue with native Android and iOS. So, any questions till now? Yes, Sumit.
Flutter developer demands in today market.
Yes, demand for Flutter development, Flutter app developers are increasing because nowadays companies are switching to Flutter. Use Flutter that depends on various reason. Like if a company wants to pitch client that can develop app in a short span of time. Like if a company want a project from a big large clients, they are just they just want to show MVP. MVP means a minimum viable product that a software developer company can show to their clients that what are the skills they possess in app development. So using Flutter, this development of app becomes very handy because you write one code and your app will be available in many platforms, Android, iOS, web simultaneously.
Yes, yes. Most of the companies use the React Native.
Yes, React Native is also a competitive tech that is available for Flutter, among Flutter and all native Android and iOS. So Flutter is also increasing in today's era. Flutter has started increasing after 2020 when Flutter started to be stable. So before going to Flutter app development, what do you think that what is Flutter? Do you guys have any idea what is Flutter? Why Flutter exists?
Flutter is an open source app development tech stack that we use for Android development and also websites development, from what I know.
Correct. Anyone knows who has developed Flutter or which company powers the Flutter? Like React Native is made by Meta. Yes, Nandini, please.
Facebook Meta.
Google. It is
Google.
actually created by Google only.
Yes, Flutter is developed by Google and it is an open source UI framework. But why it is UI?
Yes.
Can anyone answer why it is a UI framework? It is labeled as UI framework. So what you see in today's market that you have seen many apps that contains different designs. Means you have seen in a lockdown time there has been a time that a different type of design system is being used. Now in 2022, previous 2 years ago, there was another kind of design system that was popular, like it is a 3D based design system, and in 2024 the design trends are changing, so people are more confident to use impulsive design apps. So Flutter in the core of Flutter, Flutter is a UI toolkit. You can use Flutter to develop any kind of app that customer can find appealing to their eyes. So the Flutter is open source UI toolkit developed by Google. It is used to build natively compiled mobile, web, and desktop apps from a single code base. Flutter uses a Dart programming language and provide a rich set of pre-designed widgets to create a consistent and visually appealing user interface across platforms. Means you can develop a same looking app in Android, iOS, and web. You don't need to develop a different platform app using three or four type of codes. Means you can find a similar UI in any kind of platform. So why there is a lot of demand in Flutter? What are its features that many developers are attracting to them? Attract to this? Has anyone started Flutter? So they can share.
Yeah, I have made a single project. Like I know the basics, fundamental, and because I am a native Android developer, so I have more experience in Kotlin development. But Flutter, I just started to know the basics, and I know just the basic level of development in Flutter.
Yes, that is good that you have started with Android development. Nice. So Flutter offer us a couple of features that was not offered by previously any of app development technologies. We can find a hot reload feature while developing apps with Flutter. What does hot reload do in our app? That if you are developing a UI sensitive app and you want to change in UI in your code, when you change in your code, you have to restart your app to see the effect. But using hot reload, you can just refresh your app by clicking save button in your code, and you will see direct change in effect in your UI. So hot reload is a core feature that Flutter is providing to increase the productivity of developers. But you cannot find this in Android, native Android framework, right, Nandini? You have to restart your app every time you need to see the change.
Yes,
Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah.
there are many features that Flutter is efficient in it. So in Flutter, if you see when you will start to learn this, you will see that in Flutter there is everything is widget. If you need to build a card or build a screen, or you need to build any alert or just a home screen widget, anything you see in Flutter app is widget based. So it is a very robust architecture that is created using Flutter. This approach is very easy to integrate, that you can create any customizable widget and you can get a consistent look and feel throughout any platform. So why I'm referring to any platform and single code base, it is the cross-functional app, is a cross-platform app like React Native. Flutter is also cross-platform app that allows developer to build application to multiple platform like iOS, Android, web, and Mac and Linux. You can support any platform with your single code. So it is very easy for companies to build software and provide to their clients. And the most important thing is now nowadays Flutter community has been increased a lot. So if you need to find a solution to your any problem that you are facing while developing the app, you can directly find the support. So community support is strong. You can uh, fast your app development using a lot of Flutter plugins available in pub.dev. And you can also start contributing to that plugin if you are experienced enough. So that is the importance of Flutter and why it is existing and it is booming right now. So next we will discuss the roadmap of Flutter, that how you can start learning Flutter. So for the basics, you can understand the Dart programming language. That is the key to learn Flutter because entire Flutter framework is built using Dart language. If you want to know what is Dart, then there is no need to feel hard that it is hard to learn. If you know any object oriented programming language like Java, C Sharp, or JavaScript, you can find Dart syntax very familiar. So it is very easy to learn. If you want to switch from Android development to Flutter, or from web development to Flutter, it will be much easier because Dart is also developed by the team that has previously developed Chrome browser. So they have kept the syntax of Dart very easy and short. And Flutter offers much advanced concept like state management, network calling, many UI widgets that any advanced app can use. So if you want to start the journey to develop Flutter app, then you can just start with the basic apps. Then you can upgrade your skills to make a complex app that is changing its states to multiple state. Like if you see in a movie app, you can first see the list of movies. Then you click one item, you see entire detail of that movie. So this is the change of state, and Flutter supports this state management very effectively. And after you learn the basics of Flutter, what is the step that you can take ahead of this skill is that you can start learning by developing hands-on projects. Means if you want to enhance your skill, but not to limit your skill with the demo apps, then you can start building open source apps that you just think an idea and you can start developing. Like I started Flutter app development by developing demo Instagram. So I created my Instagram clone app first. So I was very keen to learn how Instagram works. So I've tried to use Firebase as a backend service, and it was very good experience to learn the Flutter in hands-on way. So don't just watch tutorial, but try to make all the demo app by yourself. And there is a lot of support available online. So yes, that is the Flutter. So what you all think if you want to start? What is your approach to start the Flutter development, or how you will start? What is your motive? You can share. Yes, I can't see the name, unknown
Hello.
user. Yes, please share.
Okay. Sorry for inconvenience. I am Vishwas Vitani.
Yeah, hi Vishwas.
Uh, yes, I want share one question for you that I am iOS developer and I want to switch the Flutter. So it is convenient for the Swift developer because I know only Swift language. So it is move to Flutter is easy or not? Hello.
Yes, Vishwas.
Audible?
Yes, I am audible and I heard your question. So if you have a background of iOS development and experience with Swift language, so there is not much difference because when you start Flutter app development and you suppose you got the opportunity to work with a company that makes a very efficient app. So your Swift skill will also be used to perform a platform-oriented operation in Flutter. So your Swift skill will also be used to learn Dart, and it will also be used to power native iOS apps too. So there is no, you will feel no friction to learn Flutter. It is
Okay,
very easy
okay.
to learn. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Someone had raised previously. So any questions? We can go further. Yes, Suraj, please.
Hi Nachiket, since you're talking about cross-platform development, Kotlin is also powered by Google and it does support multi-platform.
Yes, right.
So, what is your opinion on that?
Uh, I just uh, explored Kotlin multi-platform 2 months ago. So when I explored Kotlin multi-platform, it was like a starting point of Android developer to come to cross-platform technologies. So when we talk about Flutter, Flutter uses Dart language to build cross-platform app, but Kotlin multi-platform uses Kotlin language to build uh, cross-platform app. So if you want to just start with cross-platform and you have experience in Android development, you can consider Kotlin, but Dart is very easy to learn. So you have both the option, but uh, Kotlin multi-platform is very new, right, Suraj? So
Yes, yes.
it doesn't have a larger community compared to Flutter. So you may find difficulties in some difficult for advanced concept that you want to implement in your app. But with the help of community of Flutter, you can find answer to any of your problem. So my opinion is that Kotlin multi-platform is very new compared to Flutter.
Okay, got your point.
Yeah. Yes, anyone? Feel free to share any opinion because you have to start learning and then you have to apply for job market, that how will your learning will be used in corporate world.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I'm a question. So, can Flutter app development be used to do anything that all Android app development and iOS are used like, or are there any drawbacks for in using Flutter app development that
uh,
like all the apps that can be made using Android can also be made using Flutter app development?
yes, Akshay. Major category of app you see in Play Store or you see what most people are using. In this time, Flutter has completed 7 years when it was launched in 2017. Now Flutter is strong enough to build any kind of app. But if a company choose to support and develop native kind of experience, then there is still space for Android and iOS development. But now Flutter have more extensibility using its packages and plugins. So you can think of developing any kind of app using Flutter.
Okay, thanks.
Yes. Yes, Sumit.
Start Flutter, project for Flutter, freshers job for Flutter project.
You want to know what are the project to start to apply for fresher position?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So to apply for a fresher position, you just need to know all the basic concept that will fulfill the requirement of companies. Like you can learn to develop all kind of UI using layouts and its UI component. Then you can start integrating API with available network tools. Like there are, if you want to integrate any API to Flutter app, there are popular plugins like HTTP and DO. So you can integrate API. You can start building your app with animations. You can customize it the way you want. Like you can use multiple themes. By using multiple themes, you can show your UI skills and what are the logics behind switching that UI will be reflected to the company. So for fresher, it is enough to learn UI concept, basic Dart logic, and networking with Flutter. And like Firebase, it is a backend service. If you use Firebase service in your app, it will be a plus point for the role of fresher.
Yeah, yeah. The full stack Flutter development skills is required for freshers.
No, full stack is not required for fresher, but yes, you can start to think like you will uh, learn advanced concepts of Flutter to make industry ready app. Means some of industries are required to include advanced features like camera feature, GPS, locations, and other backend services that
Yeah, yeah.
are running on their server.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, so to integrate
Flutter use backend like Python or Node.js.
Flutter, when you write a Flutter code, it is written using Dart. So Dart syntax is similar to Java and C Sharp, a little bit of JavaScript too, but there is no relation syntax relation with Python. But if you know Python, then
Node.js use Node.js used for the backend.
yes, talking about then this will be a part of web development. Node.js is not
Yes.
used to develop Flutter backend. Means a backend is a part of web development, but not in a app development. Yes, someone has already raised the hand. Unknown user. So shall we go ahead with Android development? Yeah. So the other field for app development is Android app development. It is a native app, native Android. So why native Android is still exist in market when Flutter and React Native are available? What is it and why it exists in market? What are your opinions, thoughts?
I guess because of the performance, like native Android apps, as you told about the Flutter app development, the community which is there to help the freshers out there. Same goes for the native Android development because it is there from a quite long period of time. Also, the new technologies, the advancements that are happening every day. So that is a plus point. It is quite optimized for better performance.
Yes, well said. When you see the Android app development, it is in the field, it is in market since more than 20 years. When Android has just started with Android Jelly Bean or before that ice cream sandwich. Android framework is existing since that long. Means from that time, you also have seen that what is the progress, what the tech progress has Android has done. Means it has come along by improving its operating system. When the operating system was updated, the Android app was also upgrading to adapt that. And latest technologies for Android app development is Material 3 UI, Jetpack Compose for robust app development, and now there is a Kotlin to make very advanced app. Previously, it was supported by Java language. So the Android development involves creating application for devices running on Android operating system only. Android apps can be built using Kotlin and Java language. And why Android development is still exists? Because it has an open source community that's very large. You can contribute to open source apps. And Google Play Store, one of the main reasons is Google Play Store. Play Store still consists many apps that are natively built just for Android operating system. And lot of apps has a millions of user because they just need a optimized app for this operating system only. And Android is a diverse ecosystem. Means if you talk about the ecosystem, you can find a watch, Android tablet, or anything, any device that runs on Android. Yes, Sumit.
Flutter developer best open source project to contribution.
Sumit, there is a noise. Yeah. So if you want to contribute in open source apps, there are many categories. Means you can go for uh, open source music app, open source multimedia, or a video player app. Like example is VLC. A VLC app is natively
To
developed.
how to find this project.
You can find all these project in GitHub. Means if you search in Google that what are open source Android app available, so you can find a many list of app that is present on GitHub. You can start contributing by contacting to their collaborators. Like when I saw it 2 years ago, okay, I thought to contribute in open source. I had started to contributing in SpaceX application. SpaceX News is an application for SpaceX enthusiast people. So they just gather news from internet and they just publish in the app. And I started learning Android concept by seeing the feature of VLC app. So VLC app has also a repository in GitHub. You can also start contributing like this app. You just search what are the open source available app, and you contact the collaborators, and then you can use your skills to contribute in them. So it is clear.
BLC application.
Yes, VL means it is just an example that I've said, but you can find many apps. So why Android is still exists that Google has provided many service integration to the Android apps that Android can seamlessly integrate various Google services such as Maps, Firebase, and Google Cloud Platform, enabling developers to leverage these services in their applications. So by using this application, the Android app can be more useful and by integrating it very advanced services. So while going for the roadmap, you can start learning the basics of Android by learning basics of Java or Kotlin, and then just learn the fundamental concept of Android app development, like Android app lifecycle, what is the structure of Android project, how uh, your app performs when it is starting in your mobile, what are the UI UX concept. Means you in Android there is a differentiate between Android and Flutter. You have XML language to build the UI, and you have Kotlin to build the logic for UI. And what are the data storage technology if you want to store some data in your app, how you can integrate all the network related APIs. These are just basic concepts to start with Android development. And if you want to learn it in advance, then there is a concept of material design. You can start integrating material design to your normal app structure, learn techniques for optimizing app performance, like including reducing memory usage, optimizing layout rendering, implementing background tasks. Like you see in Google Drive, you can read the document and you can parallelly download a file in your app. So it is an example of background task. Understand how Android security works. When you want to secure your app, what are the parameters and what are the threats to your app, and what are the best practice to leverage your skills. And by contributing in open source project, you can learn advanced topic and expand your career and skill set. Yes. Now you can share your opinion with Android app development if you want to share any. Like if you have doubt that how can you start. Yes, Nandini.
Doctor,
So actually, I wanted to ask, I have made many apps in Android development, and I know about the fundamentals. But what are the requirements that the hiring recruiter may search in an applicant who is applying? What are the features that I should prepare for if I am applying for an interview in the same domain?
Yes. Since you have already experienced, you have to start thinking of how intermediate developer develops the app. So to develop a complex app, developers are always eager to learn. So what are the concepts that is helpful for you in a later stage, that you start to integrate more open source plugins. Means if you want to develop a video application, then there is a exoplayer available. You can integrate exoplayer library to your app to support the multimedia functionalities. Then you want to build a social media app, you can start learning of multi-threading, that your app can perform multiple tasks by just showing single interface. And if you want to uh, use the sensor, like there are a lot of fitness apps that tracks our fitness, like using accelerometer, gyro sensor, how we walk. And if you want to use these sensors, then you need to learn the some hardware related libraries and how it is developed using Android framework. You can also start learning these advanced topics to build a much complex app that supports Android.
Yeah, got it.
Yes, and if you want to learn what are the advanced concept, there is a course in Udacity, that advanced Android app development with Kotlin. Yes, any other
Thank
question? Yeah, welcome Andini. Okay, so we will go ahead with iOS app development. So when you listen iOS app development,
Flutter for the freelancing पर use ना mode.
yes, Flutter is also available to freelance. Means you can find various projects that you can choose to develop with Flutter.
Yeah, and Flutter flow पण.
Yes, there is a Flutter flow. Yes, using Flutter flow you can develop very easy to moderate UI by just dragging and dropping all the widgets. So
Yeah,
Flutter
yeah.
we use to develop front end. Correct. Yes, Ayush.
Sir, on your LinkedIn, you have mentioned 2 years of freelancing experience. Like, do you have any tips to get started freelancing in Flutter? Like, any tips on that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I started freelancing. Uh, yeah, at the start of the starting with freelancing, I had many difficulties to find clients that I get a project. But when you start freelancing, client expect that you have a portfolio of
To
technology that you work.
how to find a freelancing client? Which platform?
Yes. So right now you can find your clients in freelancer.com, Upwork, and many other. Uh, there is a platform called Replit, Replit. You can find a challenge for software development, and if client is impressed with your challenge solution, then they can also offer you a project. So there are a lot of platforms to find client, but for that you need to develop your portfolio that you have worked on some technologies that is used in your app. Because if you don't have any apps mentioned in your portfolio, then you will find hard to find any clients. On my time, what I have done is that my friend had a company that was running since 4 years. So it was only focused for web development. So I approached them and told them, if you want to take the app development project, then I'm available. So I have started Android development with my contacts, and I got very basic project. So previously I had developed many apps for free, but when I got experience, then I had got opportunity to develop apps for social media, edtech, and healthcare. But you have to show your skills somewhere to attract the clients. That is the main core part to start freelancing. So right.
Sir, I have another doubt.
Mhm.
As a beginner freelancer, you often don't understand the market pricing and how much do you charge for what you develop. So how do you understand this part, like how much to actually charge your client and get rightly paid the work you do?
Correct. When you go for charges, if you charge a client expect a lot from you, that your app should be efficient and effective for customer. Means your app should not be run into problem while customers are using. So first you need to give them confidence that you are a perfect developer to develop their app. And when you talk about costing, so I remember that in software engineering subject we have a subject called software costing. So if you want to derive the cost, that what feature you are developing in specific app, you can just think of what are the lines of code you have written, what is the complexity of your module, and how much of audience will use this feature. According to that, you can derive your cost and you can present to the client. And if it is feasible for them, they will offer you this much price. But when you are starting, don't go for price, because you have to gain the trust first and then price.
Yes, sir, got it. Thank you.
Hmm. Yes, any other opinions or any other questions? Yes, Suraj.
Can you list out few domains which will help us to build a strong portfolio in mobile app development?
Yes. If you want to include some apps in your portfolio, then you can just start building a open source API app. Means if you want to build a news app to enhance your skills and to show off your skill to other developers, then you can consider building a news app. There are open source news APIs available. Then there are open source social media API available. You can use it to build social media app or any social media clone like Instagram, Twitter clone. Then you can also build a hot topic nowadays is crypto app. You can develop crypto wallet app. Uh, so much of crypto APIs are available to use. You just need SDK key and you can use their APIs. So if you use this kind of API and develop a multi-variety project, then your portfolio will get stronger.
Thank you.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Sumit?
Flutter developer freshers earn in Mumbai
Yes.
10-15,000.
Yes. If you see in colleges, there are a lot of freshers that is choosing Flutter app development. So yes, there are a lot of freshers in this technology. So you don't need to worry that you are only few of them that is developing using this technology. Yes. Any questions, other?
10 to 12,000 na salary package.
It depends on company that which level of company you are applying. Means it is a startup or a small company or just another large MNC. It is totally depend on them that uh, what are the skills you have, what past experience do you have. If you are a fresher, then they just about look about other skills that what kind of learning mindset you have, how you understand the concept and how you communicate your understanding. Yes, it is totally depend on the skill that you show on the time of interview. But yes, you can expect 2 to 3 LPA of package as a fresher. But I suggest that focus on learning first. Yes. Yes, Nandini.
So I want to like learn about iOS development. So can you give me some projects that would be helpful to learn me most of the concepts, or that would be an attractive project
Yes.
for all?
Yes. So when you start iOS development, first you will realize that iOS is a closed source. It is not like Android that it is open for any developer or any company to customize. Android and iOS have a lot of difference. If Android is open source, then iOS is closed source. And if you want to develop Android app with your idea, then you can develop any kind of app with your idea. But in iOS, if you have some idea to develop app, then you need to relate your idea with the concept of iOS applications, that how you can use that concept with your components of app. So iOS is closed source Apple framework to develop app. And if you want to learn that, you can just go for developer Apple documentation. It is a very easy to read and understand. So first of all, you have to learn this fundamental of Swift and Apple iOS layout, front end layout components. So when you go on the developer Apple to build iOS apps, you will find a demo project that is a Scrum Dinger. It is a basic stopwatch app that just records the minute of meeting and starts the clock. So if you start building this kind of uh, demo apps, that has a fewer components, then it will be easier for you to learn. And Swift is a very easy to learn language. Like, so if you have worked with XML, you will be familiar with tree structure of coding. The same tree structure
Yes.
is used in Swift language too, to build the UI. So when like you compare Android with iOS, Android is a different fundamental concept that how it app works with their operating system. iOS app has also their different fundamentals, how how iOS operating system behaves, and how the your app will behave with iOS. So
Got
yes,
it. Thank you.
why iOS is in demand? What do you think? Why native iOS app is still in demand? What you will think? Because we know that Apple is a luxury kind of product, and the app is a app that is available on App Store gives us a very premium experience, look and feel, how we are using it. So what you will think? If Flutter is existing for cross-platform development, then why there is native iOS still exist? So when you see why it is still exists, that iOS app gives uniform user experience to all user. You see iOS devices, Apple apps are very sorted because they doesn't that this kind of app doesn't have to deal with different screen sizes. When you see Apple devices, you just find a couple of devices like 11, 11 Pro, 12, 13, 13 mini. Means there is a countable screen sizes. So it gives uniform user experience to user. You can feel high quality of hardware, that your app is running very good. Means you will feel good as a customer that something you are using is very truly remarkable. Then there is an app store ecosystem. Like Apple has a lot of companies in their app store that has developed app for iOS, iPhones, and iWatches, and some are available for Mac OS too. And when you see iOS user, Apple consider it as a premium user base. Means if some company wants to earn money through their app, they can just build high quality apps and publish it to App Store, and they can monetize their app easily because the audience for the App Store is very premium. They are ready to spend on apps. And what are the benefit to us as a developer is that Apple developer framework is very easy to learn, easy to understand, and easy to integrate in our apps. So Apple provide lot of tools that we can use to build iOS apps. One most popular tool is Xcode and other supportive tools. And with Apple you can use many advanced technologies, like Apple has just introduced AR kit, augmented reality, visual concepts, and machine learning algorithm that will give ultra rich feelings to your app. Means it is very rich in features. So as I mentioned before, that you have to first start learning the fundamental of Swift, fundamental of iOS app concept, that how app will behave in iOS operating system. Like you develop the basic UI app, then just apply simple logic to change the state of app. There is a framework called UI kit that is very useful to develop a complex UI. Like for example, if you see a Stack Overflow, uh, no Stack Overflow, but if you see a fitness tracking app that use many UI component that is refreshing in real time, so they use these frameworks. And in iOS app, there is advanced topic is like you can dive into auto layout to create a responsive user interface for iPhone, tablet, and that can adapt different orientations. You can explore data for efficient data storage and management of iOS app. Understand how to make network request and integrate third-party API into your app. So yes, these are the advanced topics that you can learn, and you can also contribute to some Apple projects if you find opportunity with your skills. But Apple iOS app doesn't contain any open source platform. That is the thing. So yes, before going ahead, do you have any questions for iOS app development? Feel free to ask any questions. I have prepared the demo that you can see after this session. So you will gain a hands-on experience with apps. Okay, so going ahead, what are the career opportunities are present in app development? That there is a strong market demand. Like if you see in Flutter, I have listed some of these application that you can see. These all apps are developed using Flutter. eBay Motors, Google Ads, Zomato, Dunzo. You know many of these apps. So there is a lot of demand of mobile applications. You can also find freelancing opportunities that we discussed before. And one key to enhance your skill is that continuous learning. You need to learn continuous or any concept that you find useful in your app or you think your idea can develop using that concept. And when you want to expand your knowledge, you engage with the communities. Like Flutter have much larger communities nowadays, so you can engage with them in some forums or any kind of technical event that you can find their developers. And with technical news and Flutter website that publish various technical trends, so you can stay up to date with them. And you can start your first project by just learning the documentation. So yes, do you have any questions? So I will answer them. Feel free to ask any questions regarding what companies is approaching for developers, or what you are thinking while switching to Flutter, or how to start it, or how to expand your current skill.
Sir,
Yes.
I am a BSc IT student.
Yes.
To freshers to learn Flutter is perfect.
Yes, it is a good idea to applying before applying any companies that you have a particular skill that is present in corporate. So it is a good idea to learn Flutter because Flutter will be the next most selected app technologies because you can develop any kind of idea. Anyone who has a question? Okay, so if you want to see the glimpse of Flutter, I have prepared a demo. So I have developed very easy app that you can also build while learning. It is a dice rolling app. So I will present my code. Yes, What is your name? I can't read your name. Yes, unknown user, please ask. So my screen is visible. Yes, you can ask question. Yeah, so here I have developed a very basic app that you can see. It is a two dice app, means you just click a button and the dice will roll up for you. So if you see, you can see the dice is changing their numbers. Like if you don't have, you don't find dice when you play your board games, you can just build this easy app to make this kind of utility. So how easy it is to with Flutter is that you just uh, create a two variable and just write a function that will be used to shuffle the face of dice, and you can just call that function to the button and you will get a beautiful app that is rolling the dice for you. So how fascinating by seeing this, what you feel about Flutter. I can also run this in Chrome to demonstrate how it is working on web. My screen is visible, right, Ayush?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir, it is. Yes,
You
sir.
can also see the mobile screen. Android device is visible to you.
Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah. Uh, so I have just run it on Chrome. I'm just sharing that screen too. Yeah. So can you see the Chrome window?
Yes.
Yeah. So the same code is running on web too. Like it is in Android, it is in web, and this code I can run it on Mac operating system too. Like Mac is a desktop platform. You just start to think what kind of capability Flutter has achieved after these years. So when we see the code, this is a scaffold. It is the main. Uh, uh, yeah. When you see this code, I'm explaining. Let me explain my code. That this is a scaffold. That is a white background you see in Android. In scaffold, you can scaffold is like your background or your background screen. On it, you can add any component you want. Like I have added app bar. I have added column that is containing two images that is shuffling on click of button, and one is a this is a floating action button that is floating over the center. So I have created list, means if a dice has a six faces of six face, then I just added these six dots in a list, and this function just shuffles the dice face, and I'm getting it in a dice. So I have used these images. Can you see these images?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these images are shuffling by this easy logic that I am giving a random path to image, and that is being refreshed in this UI. So yes, my Mac desktop app is also ready. I'm showing you that. Is it visible? So see, you can
Yes.
see that this is a Mac uh, desktop app. So this is the power of cross-platform app technology. That you write only one code and you can find it in any platform, whatever you wish to run it. So you can also consider this technology to build your final semester project. Yes, please. I cannot see your name, unknown user. What is your name? You can ask any question. Like see, it is a very easy to code in Dart. You can run on many platform and you can show your swag to your fellow students that you have developed app for these many platforms. I I'm sure that your professor will also be impressed by your work. That your final project is available on multi-platform.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So any question till now? These are the resources that I have listed here. So you can start learning Flutter, Android, iOS. If you want these resources, then you can just message me. I will forward you all these resources. And if you want any guidance, then I'm here to provide you help. So thank you all for actively participating and engaging exploration of this mobile app development session. Your enthusiasm and curiosity makes this session truly rewarding. I hope you found valuable insight that inspire your journey into the exciting world of app development. Feel free to reach out with any queries and let's continue this learning adventure together. Thank you for being a fantastic audience. Again, thank you for organizing this session. Yes, Sumit, please go ahead.
So, Flutter developer remote jobs.
Yes, there are remote jobs available, but the company which offers you remote job are very strict because of they require a lot of skill. Means what you can think that if you
Yeah.
are sitting in India and your project is in Germany, then your manager will not is not near to you to see you that what you are doing. Then he might just expect your skills to develop the app according to task that he has given. So if you want to remote job, it will be difficult if you are starting it freshly. But if you have a 2 to 3 years of experience, then you can easily find remote jobs.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yes. So yeah, thank you
Yes.
very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time and your sharing your knowledge with us. Your session was really good and informative. I'm damn sure that everyone present in this meet got inspired to start their journey in Android app, and not only Android, but you given insights on all the domains of app development, and it will surely get them to work on their ideas and make them a reality. Uh, yeah, again, thank you so much for your time and your insights on these domains. Thank you from the team gdscsiesgst, and we look forward to host you again.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Welcome, welcome, Ayush. Yes, thank you everyone. I hope you gain this app development skill to for future. Thank you all. Bye.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
sir.
Nachiket, and thank you everyone for joining.
Yeah. Yes, welcome.
Everyone, you will get a recording of this session really soon on our YouTube channel. And yeah, you can connect with sir on LinkedIn as well to ask questions. And yeah, see you again soon.
Yes, I'm also available in mobile app development group, so you can drop your question there. Yeah, bye bye.